لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. This is As You Answer the Call. I am Rashida Abubakar, your regular anchor, welcoming you to another edition of the program. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is making steady progress in the preparations for the 2025 Hajj. Tonight in our Spotlight segment, we shall be looking at the key events and activities that define these preparations and what has been done in actualizing the goals of the Commission, in addition to highlighting the plans that are still in the pipeline. Also in the program, we have other regular segments such as Making the Hajj and NAHCON News Diary, which highlights the activities of NAHCON and other stakeholders in the Hajj industry. See, coming your way is the announcement of the quiz winner. Keep watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The program kicks off with the News Diary. Stay with us.
As part of the preparations for the 2025 Hajj, the management of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has inaugurated two committees. One is tasked with the screening of applications submitted by tour operators, and the other committee is to inspect offices of the tour operators across the country to ensure compliance with NAHCON requirements. The Commission's Commissioner of Operation, Prince Anofio Olariwaju Elegusi, unveiled the committees, calling on its members who are drawn from NAHCON staff to work assiduously and ensure timely conclusion of their assignments.
But because of time frame, we have to do the two simultaneously. So the other one that we go around and inspect their various places of work, various offices, they too have a lot of job to do, as they will be traveling out of Abuja to various locations of the country. I pray that Almighty Allah will protect them. It's not an easy task, looking at the present security situation of the country, and we thank God that a lot of improvement on that area, as you can see, compared to before. We thank Almighty Allah. But yet, we need to pray to Almighty Allah to protect them so that they will go safely and return back safely. And we'll be waiting for you. We want you to make it snappy. We want you to work day and night so that we can shorten, the time frame.
Speaking on behalf of members of the committees, SA to the Commissioner Operation, Abdul Ghaffar Odunola, assured NAHCON of their readiness to work with the committee's terms of reference, saying they will discharge the responsibility without fear or favor. In other news, NAHCON management, led by its chairman, Professor Abdullahi Saleh Usman, and other stakeholders, appeared before the ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives investigating Hajj activities in Nigeria, particularly the 2024 Hajj operation. The investigative hearing took place on Tuesday and Wednesday this week at the National Assembly complex. In July, the House set up a 9-member committee following a motion of urgent public importance moved by Representative Umar Bio to probe the 2024 Hajj services rendered to Nigerian pilgrims, particularly NAHCON and the FCT. Representative Sada Soli chaired the committee. While explaining the rationale behind the investigation, the lawmaker called for collaboration among stakeholders so as to improve on the services being rendered to Nigerian pilgrims during Hajj exercises.
Let us work together to ensure that future Hajj operations are a source of pride for Nigeria and that every pilgrim's journey is safe, organized, and spiritually fulfilling.
During the investigative hearing, NAHCON officials made submissions and also answered questions from the lawmakers.
Appendix 6, that's the contract agreement, the basic package by the Mutawif. Those are the service provider for Muna and Arafah. So those are the Mutawif.
Is that what you agreed with them?
Yes, sir.
And that's what every pilgrim from Nigeria paid?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Officials of the FCT Pilgrims Welfare Board, tour operators, among other interest groups, also appeared before the committee. In the meantime, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has advised state pilgrims welfare boards to embark on massive enlightenment campaigns to encourage intending pilgrims on timely payment of Hajj fare deposit for the 2025 Hajj. A letter to this effect, signed by NAHCON Head of Pilgrims Education and Orientation, Abubakar Bello Kaoji, urged state pilgrim boards to step up enlightenment campaigns on the importance of early payments. Abubakar Kaoji said with early payment, arrangements for accommodation, feeding, airlift, among others, will be done in good time.
Alhamdulillah, you are still watching As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation that keeps you abreast of the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and other Hajj-related matters. Preparations for the 2025 Hajj exercises on the way at the Hajj House, the FCT, and across the state, as well as tour operators. Up next in the Spotlight segment, we shall focus on what has been done so far and the issues defining the preparations. Stay with us.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك لبيك لبيك.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is stepping up its preparations for the 2025 Hajj. So far, the focus is on key areas such as pilgrims registration and collection of 8.5 million naira initial deposit, securing accommodation and making arrangements for feeding in Mecca and Medina, arrangements to secure airliners, allocation of Hajj slots to states, the FCT and the armed forces, screening and allocation of pilgrims to tour operators, as well as holding meeting with critical stakeholders.
Immediately we come back to Nigeria, we call a general meeting with all the stakeholders from states. We distributed the calendar to them. So now every state board for Hajj has the calendar of events in their hands and they know what is going on.
While preparing for the 2025 Hajj, NAHCON will be guided by rules and regulations laid out by Saudi authorities. Some of them relate to what is expected from tour operators engaged in airlift operations. This includes the requirement for the private companies to register 10 leading companies. It also stipulates that each company must register a minimum of 2,000 pilgrims as a requirement for the issuance of Hajj visa.
The new policy of Saudi Arabia is that each company with 22,000 pilgrims. So, and their slot is 20,000. So if you divide, 2 by 20, will give you 10. So automatically, we have to come down to 10 lead companies instead of the initial 20. So now it is going to be 10 lead companies with 2,000 pilgrims.
A major priority of NAHCON ahead of the 2025 Hajj is the arrangement for the airlift of pilgrims. In line with this, the Commission has initiated the process of securing airliners. an advertisement was placed inviting companies wishing to participate in the airlift of Nigerian pilgrims.
We have the procedure which is actually in place and which needed to be followed. And those procedures are one of the major things we do is we roll out an advert for any interested airline who can participate for airlifting Nigerian pilgrims from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. Most times when we roll out this, we expect different airlines from different areas to come in place, not only in Nigeria.
By the 26th of November 2024, NAHCON is expected to close submissions of applications from airliners. Thereafter, the Commission will inaugurate the 2025 Screening Committee and then the Aviation Monitoring Committee. When constituted, the committees will then commence screening. Members of the committees are drawn from Nigeria aviation-related agencies such as Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) and Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAAN), among others.
They all go through screening because first and foremost, when they did their submission, they are all document of submission, the airline document of submission. When they do all this, we place them on the aspect that, okay, we open the bid, which they have put in place, and everybody will see. So when they ascertain the submission that they did, then we proceed on the screening, whereby we invite all experts from various Nigerian civil aviation to partake in the aspect of the screening.
Other components of the 2025 Hajj preparations include the unveiling of a committee to manage the NAHCON e-track platform for pilgrims and services registration and administration. The committee has since swung into action, and its assignment will run throughout the Hajj period. The e-track or Nusuk Masar system applies from the initiation of contracts on accommodation, transportation, catering, and many more until the pilgrims depart from the kingdom after Hajj and Umrah.
It just involves managing the portal, the Hajj portal, and also identifying and creating various users and training them on how to use the portal. And also we have to disseminate all the information that we receive through the portal to the various stakeholders, and also to manage the whole activities of the Hajj, because now the Ministry of Hajj mandated that all activities of the Hajj should be done through the portal.
In order to acquaint officials with the e-track system, NAHCON organizes training sessions to educate participants on the recording process, ensuring that they understand how to use the e-track on the Nusuk Masar portal.
The Ministry of Hajj organizes training for the Hajj mission representatives. That is the e-track team of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. They do organize training, and after they train us, we also train the other stakeholders. And mind you, they also organize training for the service providers in their country in Saudi Arabia, like the accommodation providers, the caterers, the transportation, those like the Kidana in charge of the Mashair and the camp at Muna. So they also provide training from their own side. They also provide training to the e-track team. So thereafter, the e-track team also will now train all other users from the Nigerian. We organize separate training for the State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Boards, and also we organize training for the tour operator companies and other users.
Other key areas NAHCON focuses on in its preparations for the 2025 Hajj include pre-Hajj visits, commencement of pilgrims' education and orientation, final announcement of Hajj fare, formation of various operational committees, screening and approval of airliners, remittances from states, the FCT and armed forces, as well as issuance of visa. NAHCON is optimistic that the 2025 and subsequent Hajj exercise will mark a significant improvement in Nigeria's participation in this important religious event.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
MashaAllah, the program is As You Answer the Call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Malama Khadija Gambo Hawaja continues her discussion on Hajj rules associated with women. Let's hear her.
Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam.
The circumambulation of the Holy Kaaba is a pillar of the major pilgrimage.
Arafah is the most significant pillar of Hajj. Whoever misses Arafah has missed Hajj.
The most important benefit of Hajj is to be born again.
And Al-Hajj al-Mabrur, accepted Hajj, has no any reward except the paradise.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم.
Having fulfilled all the requirements to undertake the Hajj, women, like men, assume the state of Ihram at designated points known as Mawaqit. The only difference Malama Khadija Gambo Hawaja says is that while women can put on any cloth, men are only allowed to wear 2 pieces of unsewn cloth.
Now in Miqat, what are people supposed to do? The man washes, the woman washes. The ghusl that she does, the men will also do. So everything that men will do, women will do. But the only thing they are different in that, in Miqat, the only difference is that after the washing, after the prayer, at the time of taking the niyyah, or in the dressing, men have a particular way of dressing, but women can dress in any way, provided they are well covered, which we talk about the hijab. They are well covered according to Sharia. She can wear blue, she can wear green, she can wear anything. She can wear a trouser underneath, she can wear a long dress, she can wear anything. What Islam wants is for her to be well covered. So that's where they differ in the clothing of ihram.
The Islamic scholar says men and women also differ in the way the talbiyah is chanted.
In where they differ, they don't differ even in the niyyah. All of them do the niyyah. But where they also differ is in the talbiyah. And the talbiyah is not the wordings, but how, kayfiyah. He says the something, labbaik Allahumma hajjan, aw labbaik Allahumma bihajjin wa umrah, and the woman says same. But what is expected of the man is to say it aloud, while the woman says it where she hears it and her neighbor can hear it. So you see, in the kayfiyah, in how they say it, in the voice, in the raising of voices, the women will not raise their voice, but the men can raise their voices. But women must hear their talbiyah, and the person next to them must also hear it.
Similarly, while observing their monthly cycle, women are not allowed to perform certain Hajj rites, such as tawaf.
Something like haida may come at that time, or before even they reach the miqat. For a Muslim woman, go ahead, take your bath, do the ghusl, come. You will not pray. The only thing is that you will not do the prayer, whether it's Zuhr or Asr or Maghrib. You will not pray, but you wear your ihram and you continue your talbiyah. You do salam on the Prophet as you move and all of that. So everything the man does, the woman will do. Now, on arriving at in Mecca, a woman who is under menstruation will not go to Kaaba and circumambulate, because of course the Prophet ﷺ says, "If Ali kullama yaf'al al-Hajj ghayra Allah tatufi bil bayt." He said for the woman who is in menstruation, he said, do whatever every Hajj does, except that you not circumambulate the house of Allah.
During the stay in Muna and Arafah, men and women perform all the rites. However, at Muzdalifah, there is a different ruling for women.
According to the hadith of Jabir, the long hadith of how the Prophet ﷺ performed his Hajj, when he arrived Muzdalifah, he prayed Maghrib in Muzdalifah, he prayed Isha in Muzdalifah, and so women and men will do same. The old and the young will do same. So The Prophet slept there, and all his Sahaba, the able-bodied men, all slept there. But at that time, the Prophet allowed women, including his wives, to move because, and the aged, the young, and the sick, with women all. After Muntasaf al-Layl, about 12 to 1, the Prophet now gave them permission to move from Muzdalifah. And also, for men, it is wajib to sleep in Muzdalifah, while for women, it is halal, no problem. They can move without any reason. They can move from Muzdalifah to come back to Mina and sleep, or proceed even to go and do the first throwing of the Jamarat.
Performing Tawaf al-Qudum also comes with some exceptions for women.
For men, they are supposed to remove their, what they cover now, and remove it to put it under their arms, while women cannot do that. Women will remain with their hijab. So in that, they call it iddibat, they remove it. And then also in the running, the men are supposed to jog. They are supposed to jog, women cannot jog. So also in Sa'i, there's a place when you come, you see the green light, where when you arrive there, the men will jog, will jog to that place, while the women will just walk, the normal walk. Even there, we are different, because in Haram, the men will remove, but it's even in men, it's only during the Tawaf al-Qudum.
Malama Khadija Gambo said, shaving or cutting the hair is only prescribed for men. Women are only required to cut just a strand of their hair. She further encourages intending pilgrims to take advantage of the different enlightenment programs being carried across the states to acquire knowledge about Hajj and Islam in general.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Alhamdulillah, now it's time to know the winner of last week's quiz and also the question for this week. Good luck.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, what differentiates Hajj Qiran and Hajj Tamattu'i? The correct answer is, Hajj Qiran is Hajj with Umrah combined without break in the wearing of Ihram, while Tamattu'i is Hajj with Umrah combined with break in the wearing of Ihram. The winner is Mariam Jibril from Kogi State. She provided the answer ahead of others. Mariam Jibril will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach her with the prize she won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week, and the question is, in what major way Hajj Ifrad differs from the other two types of Hajj? Again, in what major way Hajj Ifrad differs from the other two types of Hajj? Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing.
Once again, good luck to you. Up next are your messages.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لبيك.
Salama to Yusuf from Lagos State sent in the first message. It reads, we are grateful to NAHCON for this educative and informative program as you answer the call. Keep it up. Abdullahi Mohammed from Nasarawa State sent in the second message. It says, we appreciate how NAHCON quiz segment helps us to conduct research on Hajj and Islam generally. May Allah reward you all.
The message segment ends this week's edition of the program. See you same time, same day next week with another edition of the program. But before we go, remember that you can send your messages, comments, observations and questions through our mobile phone number and other social media platforms. Once again, thanks for watching. Ma'asalam.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا